West Tigers may have just lost 2 stars, Jarome Luai and Jahream Bula, and we need to break it down because we have some serious issues with one of their player agents, Isaac Moses, that we need to address. But before we do that, welcome back to NRL Deep Dive. My name is Geordie. I'm your diehard West Tigers fan and host of NRL Deep Dive, or Hear the Roar if you're on the podcast. It means the world that you are here. It really does. I'm building a community of like-minded individuals who support and believe in the black, orange, and white. And if you are at all just remotely interested or in love with footy or the West Tigers, make sure you hit a like, a subscribe, pick up a One Jungle cap in the description below, and let's get into it. But before we get into the bad news, guys, I want to give some huge credit to some absolute workhorses this past weekend, because without these guys, we didn't get the meters and we did not get the tries, in my opinion. First off, that is the Timunator Terrell freaking May. My goodness, 204 running meters, 78 post-contact meters, 3 tackle breaks, 4 offloads, and 38 tackles. What an absolute workhorse Terrell May is. And with his brother Talon May coming through as well, it just leaves up one question. Where do we put Talon? Is it on the left? Is it on the right? I personally think we put him on the left, and if, that means Dewey can't be on the starting lineup, then so be it. Talon May just has that same workhorse, that work ethic, right? He is a workhorse. He knows how to get after it. But I'm not going to forget Dewey. I think we should put Dewey in at like a ball playing lock. I think seeing him step it up in that 5'8" position this past week was absolutely awesome. The way he led the team and the way that he, isn't a flary 5'8", but when he is in that position, he loves to run. That is his element. So it's like, he's a big body. He knows how to defend. Why don't we put him in like a ball playing lock? Him and Twal could like go in and out kind of thing. Twally could then just focus on like being, just in another forward position. Like that could be something that we have to explore. Am I right or am I wrong? Because Dewey brings a lot for us in terms of kicking, but also just his mentality and, his talking and just his leadership, if you will. Like there is so much that is good about him that I really do believe that we need to be keeping, especially as we go forward into this next contract year. He's up for renewal. Of course, he's, with Isaac Moses and all that. But at the same time, I think he might be worth keeping around. Benji Marshall came out in a press release, a presser saying like, hey, nothing between Dewey and I actually ever happened. That was just the media running a stunt. And to me, that is honestly super disappointing that the media is always up our butts trying to make a story. And, it just is really annoying. But, the fact that Benji spoke up and said, no, mate, like we are solid mates. He's one of my best players. I love his work ethic. I love the way that he plays and what he believes in and for with this club. Of course, I'm going to keep him around. So I definitely think we might see someone throw a contract at Adam Dewey, especially from the kicking perspective. Next, we got to look at Charlie Staines, man. Like, what an absolute unit. 169 meters running, 69 post-contact meters, which is just absolutely crazy out there on the edge. 1 line break and 2 tackle breaks. My goodness, man. Like, should we be starting him more on that or having him more on the bench to fill in on those edges? What are your thoughts there? With Tito Taruva obviously in at number 1 this past week, it was a no-brainer. But with Jahream Bula coming back here in a few weeks, what do we do with Charlie? Because I honestly think he has a lot to offer. Next, we have Nua. He came in at 168 meters, 65 post-contact meters, 18 tackle breaks. This bloke is on another freaking level, man. He always just brings that intensity. He always brings that heat. He always brings that flair and go-getting spirit that we need as a club. And so the fact that he came out, he put on a freaking show, especially after injuries the past couple weeks when he was off. Like, that to me speaks volume about the kind of player he is. And I know, Pies and Tigers, that's one of your favorite players, man, and so you should be proud of this bloke for sure. 190 meters here from Jarrell Skelton, 63 post-contact meters and 3 tackle breaks. Again, one of those big bodies that can defend and can attack. And so when we think long-term for Jarrell Skelton, what does that look like? Do we have him move into a center, Talon May out onto a wing? Like, what do we do there? Do we just keep everything as is and just slot Talon in somewhere? I think Talon has one more 80-minute session. I think he played 40 to 60 last game, but I think what he needs is a one full 80-minute full game session, kind of like Coach Adele says over on the West Tigers Live podcast. Like, he just needs just a little bit more. I think he's ready. He's a grown man. He knows how to play footy. He's been in it before. It's just a matter of getting back into rhythm, and I just think one more game in a cup will do him very, very good. The boys are going off to New Zealand this week. We're going to be live streaming it here and with Real Fan Sports, just a huge worldwide sports YouTube channel. So we're going to be doing a dual live stream, so make sure you stick around for that. Let me know if you're keen for that. It's going to be sweet. He's American. I'm Australian. He loves the West Tigers. I love the West Tigers. It really doesn't get much better than that. So let me know if you're keen for that. But Talamay, man, he's going to be in soon. I just think after New Zealand game, he is 100% ready to go. Then, of course, Tito Taruva absolutely killed it on the fullback. I knew, and I've been calling this for a while, putting him in fullback, and I think that was the best choice that Benji made. 168 running meters, 46 post-contact meters, which is huge for a fullback. We had 3 tackle breaks and 1 offload. He came up and he just absolutely destroyed his challenge. Benji gave him a challenge. Hey, man, go out, play fullback, be the best version of a fullback that you can be, and he absolutely took it by the horns, and he came through. Yeah, there were definitely a few slip-ups, pardon my French, but, he dropped the ball. Things happen, man. Like, he is a great player. I've seen people already saying, get him out of fullback. I've also seen the opposite. Keep him in fullback over Jahream Bula. I'm honestly torn. He's a great winger. He's a great fullback. But later on in this video, we're going to talk about the possibility of Jahream Bula leaving, because that is a headline happening right now. But before we do that, there's a few other things that I want to get to that are good news. That is the history makers. That is these trendsetters. The Fainu Brothers, Samuela. We got Latu and Siani. Like, these guys were the first set of 3 brothers to score all in one NRL game in the history of the NRL. So give it up for these blokes, because they deserve it, man. They turned it up. Latu turned it up. The way that he doesn't believe and hype himself up, but more the team. That's something that, is completely different than the last 5-8 that we had. And so that, I think, is going a long ways this time, right? I think for that, that's something that we've been needing. We don't need someone that, has the big ego or the big flexing kind of mean spirit. We need someone that is down to earth, is genuinely humble, that wants to be here, that wants to play footy, and more importantly, wants to give this team wins. And he said it himself best. This win wasn't just for us. It wasn't for the fans. It was for Benji. He's been through a lot, and he needed this win. And so the fact that he had that, and he came out and was like, you know what? This is it. This is the place I want to be. Benji's a man, and he deserves a win. That speaks so much volume. I don't know if I would have heard that from our last 5-8. Do you guys agree? Now, this is from Zero Tackle. My guy, Isaac Issa, we've had him on the show a few times, has written this article that we have to go over. Now, this is something, obviously, rumor. It's all just allegations. Things are up in the air. But, this channel is about bringing all of that to the forefront and talking about it. So thank you, Isaac, for writing this. We're going to dive into it now. So make sure you put your listening ears on and let me know your thoughts in the comments below, because this is a huge one. This could honestly alter the course of our club for the next couple of years. So while most Tigers fans had hoped that the misery would end here, it seems 2 more stars. We're talking Jarome Luai and Jahream Bula could be on their way out next. That emphasis on could be. According to Sydney Morning Herald, Luai, who was paraded as a marquee pickup on a 5-year deal with Shane Richardson, could opt out at the end of his contract by round 9 of next year. This would bring his Tigers tenure to its premature end, resulting in just a 2-year stint. Now, this has always been kind of a worry of mine. His get-out clauses. What is that going to look like? But he's made very bloody clear that, hey, this is where I want to be. They're building something. This is something I want to be a part of. One of you guys in my comments did bring up the way that he was sitting on his phone at the game this past weekend, not very interested. But that's all just reading into it. So I'm not going to get into that. Just a little observation that I found and that you guys found as well. But if Luai decides not to activate his peculiar exit clause, he will then be contracted for a further 3 years, which could be a major boon as Benji Marshall seeks to bring his club their first premiership since 05, which Benji, brought us the premiership them as well. The New South Wales Blues 5-8 contest the market from November 1st if he is keen to see what offers are on the table for 2027. that is honestly a little concerning for me. I think for Luai, this is what I would do, man. Like, for the sake of the fans, stick around. You're a great half, man. And I know that you're natively a number 6, but there's something special happening here, and the fact that you could still be a number 6 with Latu moving in at 7, that could be something that we definitely explore. And I know maybe you could get money somewhere else, but honestly, you could be part of this absolutely amazing premiership rebuild. And imagine what that's going to look like on your resume then. Imagine the amount of contract offers you're going to get then, but more importantly, the culture that you're going to help build and set the tone of in this club of West Tigers, man. So I'm not going to sit here on my hands and knees and beg you, but at the same time, please just think about this through and through before giving us another man who shall remain nameless kind of stint, because you've been so good to our club, and you have that dog mentality, man. As much as I love seeing Latu and Adam Dewey in, there's just something that Adam Dewey doesn't bring, and that is the flair, the unpredictability. That's that mean spirit that we need, that dog, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's something that we need, and I believe you have that, Jarome. So if you're listening, man, please stay around, and I understand. You got to do what's best for you and your family, so if that means moving on, 100% get that. But at the end of the day, if it means like you can stay here and support your family and, you know, play good footy and bring us to a premiership, please stay here. I totally understand that. And so, yeah, just wanted to bring that up to your attention. But this is the big one for right now. This is the biggest thing that, you know, has breaking the news for us Tigers fans, and that is Jahream Bula has also allegedly begun preparing for a potential switch, according to reports. And we all know he's managed by the notorious bloody Isaac Moses. I don't like that name. They've reportedly begun gouging interest from rival clubs about his client services, and that to me makes me infuriated, and I'm not super pumped about that. As it currently stands, Bula is on contract and has a mutual option that would see him play the 2027 season on a salary of $900,000. If the Tigers are willing to retain Bula at that price, he has the option of taking up a player option at $800,000. While the Tigers deal with the Tigers certainly favorable financially, Moses will not earn a dime from the contract due to the fact that Bula's former agent negotiated the original terms. So Moses will only be paid if he is involved in the negotiation process, hence his desire to test the open market. That is super dodgy in my opinion, and I hate that. The Tigers have indicated that both Luai and Bula are part of their long-term plans, but with the club being involved in less than favorable circumstances over the last few months, we could see at least one of these men walk, and that to me is super sad. We know that we've got a lot of cap space right now. We know that we're looking at signing Terrell May for a long time. He's going to, you know, take up a lot of our salary cap, which I'm all for that. Jarome Luai is on a pretty penny, and Jahream Bula is on a pretty penny as well. But sounds like Isaac Moses wants to cut, and at the end of the day, man, like, these guys have a lot of power, and this is what's really concerning for me. And I know we're normally all positive on this channel, but at the same time, I want to be real. And this is super concerning because we know what Isaac Moses has done to this club and other clubs, but more importantly, like, to our players. And that to me is super concerning. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I would do. I feel like I would offer Jahream Bula a little bit more money to keep him around. And the reason why is he is a star fullback. He is so vital in our rebuild. He really is. Of course, Tito Taruva could move back into fullback, but then we got to think long term who is our winger there. And I just don't think that someone has what Tito has for that. Yeah, Charlie Staines could step in for sure. We could see Taylor May step in there. Like, there are definitely options, but I would love to see Tito stay there and Jahream Bula stay as well. He's a young gun that knows how to play. His missus as well is in the NRLW for the Tigers. So, like, there's that family bond here and that chemistry and that kind of unification within the West Tigers that, you know, I think will keep him around. But for Jarome Luai, man, like, as a premiership winning half, he knows the business of footy, and at the end of the day, I understand, you know, he's a great player, and if he feels like this is going to be the ending to his career, I totally understand. But at the same time, could it be the start to something amazing and something more in his career? What if you could say, like, hey, I took the West Tigers, the laughing stock of the NRL for the last 15 years, and I gave them a premiership, and I was part of that rebuild. Whoa, could you imagine? Just imagine the offers. Same thing with Jahream Bula. Imagine the offers and your player value going up then. That is something you got to think about and take the risk on. And if I were you, as a Tigers fan, do it. Take the risk. Stick around. Hang out with us. We need you. You are something that we need in this team. You are kind of those missing links. And we saw that this past weekend. Although we put up a great performance, we got the win, there were definitely moments and lapses in our halves, in our fullback, in our edges, like that you guys are feeling. So let me know, Tigers fans, your thoughts on this. I wanted to bring this rumor, this allegation straight up and give my honest thoughts. I think it's a load of BS, and not saying that Isaac wrote a bad article. I'm saying it's a load of BS because I'm so over Isaac Moses trying to poach our players, take our players away for the sake of his own cause, for the sake of money. Like, I'm so over that. And so, West Tigers fans, we need to sign the petition. There's a petition going around to get Moses out of the league. And so, if you see that, make sure you sign that because I've signed it. I want to make 400 more emails just to keep signing because I need him gone. I'm over it. We've seen it from Tedesco. We've seen it from Galvin. It's just, I'm just done. I'm so over it. So yeah, and another crazy thing is that, Talon Silva leaving. Benji spoke on that. He hinted saying, although Talon Silva left, we wanted people who wanted to be here. And it sounds like Talon Silva wanted to leave. But, I just got to believe in Benji. What he's doing, he has something in the works, in the plans, and we have to trust the process. So let me know your thoughts on this video. I know it's kind of a longer one than normal, but we had a lot to go over, good and not so good. But let me know your thoughts. Give some praise to our guys, Tyrone May, Fainu Brothers, Charlie Staines, Tito Taruva, and Jarrell Skelton on those meters that they gained. And then also the Fainu Brothers, man, like they absolutely knocked it out of the park. Excited to keep seeing those guys play together, and the May Brothers and the Luai Brothers. Like, there's so much happening here. But more importantly, how are you feeling about the possibility of Jahream Bula and Jarome Luai possibly, shopping the market and moving on? I'm upset, but I know that Benji and Rich are going to do everything in their power and might to keep them here. So I have a lot of faith and a lot of trust in them, and we just got to trust the process, baby. Like, subscribe, pick up a hat, and I'll see you in the next episode. You guys are legends. Thanks for being here, and it's just a great bloody day to be a Tigers fan.